Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There it is. Oof. That sun is kicking. Getting the last few minutes of the sun here. Hello friends, it is Nomad Brad coming to you from my box truck, hanging out here in northern Arizona in the beautiful, sunny, northern Arizona area. Happy to see you guys here. Sorry, I'm kind of in the sun right now. I got my door open. It's a little crazy. I'm gonna lean back a little bit here and see what's going on. Happy to have everyone here tonight. Good evening. We got a lot to talk about. As always, it seems like over the last few weeks, there's been a lot going on, a lot of changes, and this week is no different. We got a lot of new stuff happening, a lot of changes. A lot has happened since last week. Man, a lot has happened. I feel like I have lived an entire month in the last week. If you guys watched my video on Sunday, you guys saw that I had a little breakdown at the Walmart parking lot. My first breakdown in the new rig. We got it out the way like a Band-Aid, ripped it right off. But everything's good now. We're back up and running. I'm back out at Walt's property right now. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I'm monitoring from my laptop here. Jessica is in the chat from Florida. Jessica Killian, happy to have... Oh, no, Jesse. I'm sorry. Jesse Killian, happy to have you here from Florida. We got Dino in the chat. We got Bella E checking in before the show. Who else we got here? Melody Hart says, love the window. Thank you, Melody. I appreciate you. I'm loving the windows too. In just a minute here, I'm going to take you guys through, show you all the new stuff we've done. It's been an absolute game changer adding these windows. I lived in it for a couple weeks without windows, and it felt a little claustrophobic, especially doing stealth camping. I did some stealth camping last week in the city, and without any windows, you hear stuff going on and doors shutting and people walking around, and it's a little bit interesting. It's a little interesting when you have no idea what's happening outside. Like you can't peek out a window or anything. So happy to have the windows back in place. And additionally, it just feels like a bigger space in here. There's just something about when you're just looking and you see through the window to the outside, it just makes the space feel larger. So grateful to have the windows. We got Jay Watt 3445 says box truck looking good. Thank you, Jay Watt. I appreciate you. Charlie Pepin in the chat. What's going on, Charlie? Charlie says he wants to know about insurance. Did you have to have a company or LLC? Yeah, so to get insurance, to get commercial insurance on a box truck, you got to have a business. Well, when I did it on my last rig, I just made up a business. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but that's what I did. So I just did it online. I filled out the form online. I just entered a random business name. They never checked it. It worked out. Worked out for like 2 years. Now I got Solaire, so now I have a legit business. But yeah, if it's a commercial vehicle, you got to have a business to get insurance on it. Once you convert it to an RV, then you can convert the title to an RV, and then you can get RV insurance. Anyone can get that. It's pretty easy. Definitely cheaper. Geek with social skills in the chat. Hello, Geek. Happy to have you here. You've been busy, my friend, chatting it up, dropping the knowledge on the people. He's asking what version of Windows I installed. So these windows were in my Amazon wish list. So I don't remember what brand they were, but they're pretty nice. They're the RV. They're the exit windows. So, people are always asking me, what if there's a fire? Well, you only have one exit out your box. So these are emergency exit windows. If I need to, the window actually like opens up all the way, and so I could bail out if I needed to. If there was a fire or there was some crazy tweaker at my door, I could just bail out my kitchen window. for now, until I get the rear door installed. Once the rear door is installed, then then we got two full-size exits. No need to worry about it. But yeah, super happy with these windows. I like the emergency exit style because it's just one big piece of glass. So it's really big. It's open. It's not like with the sliders, you have a bar in between, and the frame is a little thicker, so it just kind of obstructs your view a little bit. But I like just looking out and just seeing, nothing but glass. I don't want to see bars and other stuff in the way. That's just a little personal thing for me. I'm a little crazy, but I just like having that unobstructed view, especially when I'm parked up somewhere beautiful. I just want to look at the lake and the river and the trees. I don't want to be looking at window frames. We got Super Dave in the chat. What's going on, Super Dave? Happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Real Cruz is here. Real Cruz, happy to have you. He doesn't make it all the time, but I'm happy to have him tonight. It's a special Real Cruz kind of evening. We got Slugworth here, Team Foothills. I'm going to be cruising through Foothills in a couple weeks. Real Cruz says he's going box truck shopping sometime next month. Wants to do a winter build instead of being cramped in the apartment. I hear you, man. Winter build is nice. I'm on board. The Nomad Tim is here. Who else we got in the chat? You guys are just popping off. I'm happy to see everybody chatting it up. Super Dave says the Chevy 6.0 is bulletproof. I love the Chevy 6.0. So one thing I wanted to tell you guys, I'm very excited. I acquired a new device for my vehicle. So the one limitation on this vehicle specifically is that I only have a speedometer on my gauge cluster. I only have a speedometer, a fuel gauge, and a temperature gauge, like an engine temperature gauge. That's it. I don't have a tachometer. I don't have a voltmeter. I don't have oil pressure. So I'm very limited on the info I have, but I went ahead and ordered this item right here. It's called the Scan Gauge 3. And so what's cool about this thing suction cups onto your windshield. It looks like a little GPS, and it plugs into your OBD2 port. And so I get live monitoring. So it's like a little secondary gauge cluster. So this Scan Gauge 3, it'll tell me my oil pressure and my RPMs and my voltages, and it also tells you fuel economy. So it's kind of a nice little computer to have. And I know that these 6-liter Chevys from 2006 do potentially have issues with oil pressure. The O-ring on the pickup tube can go bad and cause you to have low oil pressure. So I want to be able to monitor my oil pressure with this scan tool so that I just know ahead of time if I'm coming up on any kind of issues with that. Also, I can monitor my voltages and some other things. So I figured on an older vehicle like this, 2006, I plan to do a big road trip this summer. And so anything I can do to get a little extra knowledge and just monitor the vehicle is going to put me ahead of the game. So I'm super excited. I'll be installing that. I ordered the Scan Gauge 3. It should be here this week. And I'll be installing it, and I'll give you guys a full tutorial on how it works, but I'm pretty excited to include some of that when I'm doing my travel vlogs and show you guys how that works. So little update on that. See what else is going on. We got David T here. Wonder if he got all the parts for the electrical system. That's a good question, David T. I'm going to answer that right now. HBA Dave, looking forward to the window install. All right, guys. So I'm going to get you guys caught up right now. We're going to talk about everything going on. Hold on. Dr. Carter is going into timeout. This is a family-friendly channel, Dr. Carter. Timeout, brother. Okay. Okay, Super Dave with the super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Do you have cruise control? Yes. Yes, this vehicle does have cruise control. However, it's not currently functional. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the mechanic, Justin, that worked on my rig last week, I'm going to have him look at my system. And what I noticed is when I'm driving, like especially here to get down to the property, it's a little rough road. Whenever I hit a bump in my rig, on the dash, my brake light comes on. So I think I might have like a brake light switch or a sensor or something that's faulty. And I think that is preventing the cruise control from working, because I know the cruise control is tied in with the braking system. Anytime you hit the brakes, it disengages the cruise. And what happens on my system is when I push the cruise control button, the light comes on, but it won't like stay on, right? Like it only when I push it, the light comes on, and then as soon as I release the button, it goes away. So I mean, it could be just a bad switch, but also I feel like there could be a sensor or something out, that's out. So I'll look into that. But it does have cruise control, although it's currently not functional. But I'm gonna get it into good shape. So here's the plan. Today is currently Wednesday, September 17th. I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 7, 14. I have about 2 weeks to finish up here in Arizona, and then I gotta head over to San Diego. So I'm gonna be going to the sunny beaches of San Diego to hang out with E-Bike Van Life, and he's gonna be helping me install my flip-up door. So I know a lot of you guys have been watching E-Bike Van Life's videos. You probably saw his recent upload where he did the rear doors. And if you watch his live streams, he's also showing off the door. So he's going to help me install mine in San Diego on the beach the first week of October. So that's the plan. On the way to San Diego, I have to stop at my dad's house in Yuma because I have accumulated a ton of tools and extra parts and stuff that I'm not going to be able to install for a few months. And I want to get them out of the rig before I go to San Diego. I don't want to be all cluttered in here. And I'm planning to do a subscriber meetup in San Diego. So I want to have the rig pretty emptied out so you guys can come in, look around, see, get the full box truck experience, and you're not having to step over boxes and tools. And, I got a stack of boxes here. I got a bunch of stuff stashed in the shower stall. I got a bunch of extra stuff under the bed. So I'm going to swing by Nomad Dad's place, which Yuma is kind of on the way to San Diego. If I go to Dad's house in Yuma, I can drop everything off, and then it's just like a straight shot down the freeway into San Diego. So real easy drive. That's the plan. So I basically have 2 weeks left here in northern Arizona. I got the windows installed. That was a big part of what I needed to have done. The other things I need to do before I can leave here is I need to install the freshwater tank, and I need to install my electrical system. And so for those of you that have been watching, I got a brand new electrical system from Bluetti. It's an all-in-one inverter charger. It's really sweet. It's really advanced. It has a lot of cool features I'm excited to share with you guys. There's a lot of cool stuff about it. I have the main unit, the inverter charger, and I have the battery packs, but I'm still missing components. Like everything is so brand new. They're like still shipping stuff from overseas. And I still have 2 components that I need. I can install it without these components, but it won't be like fully functional. So I'm hoping that these components arrive from Bluetti this week. But either way, I'm going to be installing the Bluetti electrical system this coming week in the rig. So the question is just whether I have like the cool touchscreen and I have their smart power box that has all your 120 volt and 12 volt breakers. If they haven't shipped me that stuff yet, then I'm just going to have to DIY some breakers, which is not a big deal. But that is one thing that's really nice about this Bluetti system is the all-in-one inverter charger is technically a standalone unit, just like the SunGold Power, just like a Victron. So it's not like a power station where you don't have to use Bluetti batteries. You don't have to use a Bluetti breaker box for your 120 volt and your 12 volt. You can just run external regular boxes. And so I might have to do that temporarily until they can get me all the components. But regardless, I'm going to be installing that Bluetti system next week with whatever I got. So that's happening next week. I got to do the Bluetti and I got to do the freshwater tank with my water pump, and then I'll be ready to hit the road. The box will not be anywhere near complete, but it'll be good enough to stealth camp for a few weeks in San Diego, meet up with you guys, and do some rig tours. So that's where we're at right now. It's kind of crunch time, kind of a busy time for old Nomad Brad, trying to make it all happen. Let's see. Let me hop back in the chat here, see what's going on. Marcus Allen says cruise control is usually vacuum operated. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate it. I'm going to have the mechanic, the mobile mechanic, take a look at it. I'm hoping it's something simple. '06 Chevy, I mean, it should be something simple. So hopefully he can figure that out. I haven't had cruise control since my very first van back in 2018. That's how long it's been that I have not had cruise control. So I would love to have it functional again. It definitely just, it saves your foot from, when you're driving, just to have that cruise locked in. Denise says, I was driving the other day. I saw a box truck the same size as your new one that you're in now. I thought of you. Thank you, Denise. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear you saw an Isuzu and you thought of me. Sevi M says, great project. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Did you make a video putting in the windows? Denise is asking. I did. Yeah, I have a video. I'll be releasing a video Sunday. It's going to be a compilation. I'm not doing a dedicated video for the window install. It's pretty basic. I mean, you just put up the template, trace a hole, cut it with a jigsaw, put some sealant on the window, slap. It's pretty simple. So it's not a dedicated video, but Sunday's video is going to include a bunch of little things that I've done to get ready for the road trip. It's going to include the windows. It's going to include the office desk. I got a chair now. Let me go ahead and show you guys some changes in the box truck. Let me show you guys what's been going on. So you can see the window right here. Look at that. This is a 36 by 22 inch emergency exit window. Look how big that is. So that's my desk right there. You see light shining. Yeah, the door's not sealed. Don't worry about it. It's all good. No water can get in. It's all good. So we got the window here. Here's something else I did. I got an office chair, another high back office chair. I didn't get an orange one. I wanted an orange one, but you know what? The last chair that I had, that orange one, it wasn't super comfortable. And when I do a lot of hours video editing, comfort and back support is really my priority. So I wanted something that I knew would be more comfortable. This has a really great lumbar support. This chair is very comfortable. Also, this color blue, it doesn't represent quite nicely on the video, but this is similar to the color I'm going to do for the trim. The trim inside the box, the accent color, I decided on blue. It'll be a little bit lighter than this. It's going to look good with the light wood and the white, and then having like a lighter blue. It's going to be nice. Anyway, so I got a chair and I did a cutout on the table. Look at this. This is crazy. So what my plan was, I did this cutout here. So I wanted to have it, so when you're walking in and out, you don't have this big jagged edge that you're going to snag your side on. So we got a nice little, little thing right here we can slide in. And then I notched out the desk. Let me tell you guys about that. So here was my thought. Let me show you guys what's going on. Let me see how I can get you the best view. I'm going to explain this notch to you guys. Okay. So I notched out the desk. And I know what you're thinking. I already saw the comment. You guys think I should have rounded it. But here's the thing. This box, everything in this box is straight lines. Except for the windows. But the windows are going to have, I'm going to replace this trim with regular molding, and it's going to be square corners. So everything in this box is square corners. That's why I didn't cut. If I cut a big rounded loop in here, it would be the only thing in the box truck that was rounded, and I wanted to stick with the square theme. So I did a little angle here, a little angle here. I cut it at 45s, and keep in mind this whole countertop is going to be epoxied. So my thought is when I do the nice flow with the epoxy and the swirls, everything's going to cascade off the edge, and it's going to have kind of this cool little like bite look out of it. So I like the square edges. I know it's different, but I'm a different kind of person. So the reason I did this is twofold. The first reason I did the notch is it allows me to push the chair in, right? And so now when you push the chair in, the back of the chair is level with the edge of the countertop. So when you're walking down the hallway, you know, you don't have to step around the chair, right? So it gives you more space in the hallway. So that was one reason I notched it. And then the second reason is I wanted to be able to tuck up inside of it when I'm doing video editing. And check this out. I'm tucked up in, I got elbow rests. So the desk kind of wraps around me. I can sit here, I got elbow support, but I can tuck in. It brings the laptop close to me. So it's a lot more comfortable for video editing. So that's what I did here. And I like it. So I know that it's different. And I'm okay with that, guys. There's a lot of things in this box truck build that are a little bit different. But I'm super happy with it. The seating position is comfortable. I like the notch. I promise you guys, once I do the epoxy with the swirls and it all flows over, it's going to be beautiful. You guys are going to love it. So that's what we got going on there. On the kitchen side, we have this is a 30-inch by 22-inch window. And so I wanted to do initially this 36-inch, but the reason I did a smaller window is because I got to have a backsplash here for my cooktop. And then also I want to have a mirror, a light up mirror like what I had in the Econoline right behind the sink. And so if I did a wider window, it would have encroached on the mirror and it wouldn't have been symmetrical. It would have kind of hung over the sink. And I think visually it would have just looked a little funky. Also, check it out. Nomad Brad's got a faucet. Look at that. Hold on, let me get some lighting in here. It's starting to get a little dark outside. It's getting a little dark out here. Let me put on some light for you guys. There we go. So I got a faucet. Look at that. And it's got the pull-out sprayer, so I can spray the whole thing down. It's just a simple, hot is there, cold is here. Pull it over to turn it on. Very simple sprayer. My thought process with this is I wanted something that was, you know, I wanted it to be high enough that I can still put in like, you know, a big pot. I can put in my Instant Pot. The faucet doesn't like block anything. You still have full access to the sink. Also, you can swivel it out of the way completely and you can just use the sink. And additionally, I didn't want the really tall faucet, right? Like if you guys, I looked at Home Depot and Lowe's and all the faucets they have, first of all, they're like $300 and they come way up and then they swoop over. And I mean, they look fancy and they look cool, but the problem is I'm going to put a mirror back here. So I don't want a huge swooping faucet because it's going to block the mirror. And you know, what is the faucet even doing for you at that point? So super happy with this faucet. It was only $60 on Amazon. It's brushed nickel. It looks pretty nice. We'll see how long it lasts. But you know what? The faucet I had in the Econoline, it was also a cheapie off Amazon. It was like $60. And I never had a single issue with it. So super happy about the faucet. We got that installed. We got the window. I'm going to take you guys outside. I'm going to show you something else we did. And then I'll come back and I'll look at the questions and we'll talk about everything. But otherwise, really enjoying the space. Check this out. Right? With the windows. Window open there, window there. It's coming together. It's going to have, I'm going to have my upper kitchen cabinets, kitchen vent hood right over here to suck out all the cooking fumes, illuminated mirror here. It's going to look really good. I'm excited. By the way, big shout out to Nomad Dad. He helped me with the windows. It was definitely a two-man job to get everything installed. So Dad came out 2 days. We did this window one day, and then we did the driver's side window on another day. Got that all set in place. And additionally, we installed the gray tank. So there's the gray tank right there. We got it up in place. We used Unistrut again with all thread, and it's hung up to the same piece of Unistrut that secures the mini split in place. So that's all sucked up, very secure, very tight. It ain't moving at all. It's tight to the AC, but that's okay. The AC has plenty of clearance for airflow. especially since the AC is sitting up off the ground. Keep in mind, this is a residential AC, and so it's designed that it sits on like a concrete pad. So by having this thing elevated, it's able to pull in a ton of airflow from underneath the unit. So it's all gonna work just fine. And the other benefit is the gray tank is gonna help protect the side of the AC in the front from any type of water or mud that gets kicked up while I'm driving. That gray tank is gonna kind of be a little bit of a blocker for that. And so that's what we did. We got the gray tank. It's not plumbed up yet, but it's in place. Got the AC. We got the window. We're making progress. Making progress out here. What does e-bike van life say? That drain is massive? Yeah, so this is, the thing is, this is a standard 3-inch RV drain. And so I wanted to get a traditional one. And then it has like the traditional RV, the valve for it, which one of you guys bought me off my wish list. Very grateful for that. And so it has the little gate. So basically it attaches to this, and then it has a gate you can slide out to empty it, slide it closed to close it. And then it attaches to a regular, like a 3-inch RV drain hose. So what I really wanted is I wanted to be able to attach to a traditional RV drain. So like my dad, he has an extra sewer drain at his house. So when I visit him, I can hook in my sewer drain and my fresh water, and I can take showers and just use all that stuff as normal. And then additionally, if I do go to an RV park or a campground, or if I visit somebody that has RV hookups, then I can just easily plug into those. And so that was the reason that I did that. On my previous builds, I've always just done smaller outlets, but also in my previous builds, I didn't have a shower. And so I'm trying to plan ahead and to just, really get this thing set up to work smoothly and, be a good home on wheels. I want this rig to last me for a while. I'm getting burnt out on building them. So I want to keep this one for several years and not have to worry about it. All right, we're back in the rig, back on the chat. Let me see what you guys are up to. I'm gonna give you a little shot out the window here while we're chatting. I'm gonna answer questions. If you guys have anything specific, let me know. Just give you a little shot. Let me close the window here. Boom, like that. Just give you a little shot of the northern Arizona skyline here. Let's see what we got. So I'm back on the chat. Robert Allman is here. Hello, everyone. Nice view with the window now. Thank you, Robert. We got hi, cutie car. Subscribers in Seattle want to meet you. I appreciate that. I'm happy to know that people want to meet Nomad Brad. I am planning to go up to the Northwest this summer. This coming spring, summer 2026. I am planning to go up to the Northwest. I won't be going all the way to Seattle, but I'll be going to Southern Washington. All right, what else we got going on? AJ in the chat says, we'll see you in San Diego. Looking forward to it. Yeah, so we're going to do a nice little subscriber meetup. There's going to be a lot of us there, a lot of box truck folks. I'll be there, of course. E-Bike Van Life is going to be there. Mark is going to be there. Not Mark from Wanderbox, but a different Mark who also lives in a box truck. Who else is in San Diego? AJ is going to be there. Desert Runner Rick's going to stop by. So there's going to be at least, probably 6 or 7 rigs, box trucks there. If you guys want to come, there'll be opportunities for tours and saying hi to everybody. Race is asking about an oil change. What's up with an oil change? I didn't change the oil. Keep in mind, I bought this vehicle 3 months ago. I checked the oil when I bought it. The oil looks good. It's very clean. And I've only put a few hundred miles on it. I mean, I literally drove it from Chandler, Arizona to Show Low, which is a few hundred miles. And then I've only driven it from this property into town, which is like 10 miles. So I haven't even put 1,000 miles on this vehicle since I bought it. And the oil looks good. So I'll change the oil, but I don't think it's a problem right now. I'll definitely be checking it before I leave for San Diego. Oh man, I'm way behind in the chat. I say this every week. I'm like, I'm so far behind. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Simply Sonora says, "How do you like your bed?" I love the bed. It's super comfortable. I got the Zinus 8-inch memory foam mattress. It's really nice. Yeah, it's good. What I love the most about the bed is how easy it is to just fold up and then drop down. That was my main concern in my last rig. It was a little more of a situation to put the bed up and down. So now it's just it's way simpler. LB says that window changed everything feels so open. Thank you. I agree. Yeah, having these two windows, it just feels way better in here. And then also, just wait until I have this rear door in. I'm putting a huge window on the rear door, and also the whole door opens up. So this thing's going to be super open, light and bright and airy. I'm very excited about it. Rear door will be changed out when I go to San Diego in a few weeks. Polymath is here. What's up, Polymath? Happy to have you. Earline Brown says, "Do you have screens in your windows?" Yeah, I do. I don't have this one installed. So I have the screen on the back window installed, but I don't put my screen on this window because this is my primary window where I sit and I edit and I look at stuff, and I don't want to see anything but what's outside. So I don't put a screen on this window. I just don't really open this window. Like if there's bugs and stuff, then I just leave this window closed. I just open the kitchen window and also my screen door. So my door has a screen on it. So these are the two windows that I'll leave open if there's bugs or, whatever. But this one, no screens, baby. And then check this out. I'll let you guys see the full view here. What it looks like. So you can see between the window and then having the door open, I got a pretty good amount of space. A lot going on there. It's pretty nice. It's like I said before, it is a huge game changer to just have the windows. Denise is asking if I'm going to raise my bed off the floor. Denise, the bed is a Murphy bed. The whole bed folds up. And yeah, there's going to be a TV on the window just like the last box. And then when the bed is folded in closed position, there's going to be bench seating underneath. So this whole area will become very usable, and it'll be comfortable. And I already took measurements with the height and everything. It's going to be perfect for bench seating. Mike H says, "I like the windows. Looks like it opens the place up." Absolutely. Someone was asking if I'm going to put the blackout curtains on here again. The answer is yes. I'm going to make blackout curtains, and I'll make a video on it. I think they're super handy. They're really affordable. I think all the materials you need is like 20 bucks. Anyone can do it, super easy, and it's very effective. It gives you a complete blackout. Nobody can see in, no light goes out, and it's really easy to really easy to roll it up, latch it, and then roll it down. So I'll make a dedicated video on the window coverings. I won't be able to do that until I get back to Yuma after San Diego. That'll be a winter project, maybe November. So I'll be stealth camping in San Diego without any window coverings. I'll just have the windows off at night when I'm on the street. Or I'll have the lights off when I'm on the street. That's fine. Wanda says, "Dude, do you? I love everything. It looks great." Jonathan says, "I was doing some digging trying to find it." I don't know what you're talking about. I'm behind. Mobile Mechanic was awesome. I agree with you. He was super nice. Will you change the rear door? Yep, coming up soon. Interesting cutout. Hey, it's different. It's different. I'm a little different kind of guy. Windows look great. The desk cutout was a great idea. Thank you. I agree. I like the desk cutout. What computer do you use? I just use a MacBook. Alberta Overland is asking about the computer. I use a MacBook Pro. I'm an Apple guy. I got iPhones, and I'm just used to Apple products. It's super easy. I use CapCut. It's a free editing software. You can there's a paid version. It's like 20 bucks a month, but you can do a lot with the free version. So if you guys just want to get started doing video editing, I recommend CapCut. It's available for laptops, computers, also phones. If you want to do mobile editing, the free version is awesome. That's what I recommend. Def Shelty Mom likes the chair, likes the cutouts. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ace of Spades says, dang, make me one. Have you got your gray tank installed? I just showed you. It's installed. Are the windows double pane? Nope, they're single pane. Add T-mold to the desk edges. Yeah, so the desk is all going to be epoxy. It's going to be custom epoxy. And so the epoxy is going to spill over the edges. So when it's all said and done, the edges are all going to be coated in epoxy. It'll all have a nice, like a smooth, round finish to it. So it'll look good when it's all done. And everybody that contributed to the van build, you guys are going to get your names on here permanently into the countertop with the YouTube 100K subscriber plaque. We're at, I think, 95. I think I have 95,000 subscribers. So we're getting close to that 100K plaque. And so that's all going to be integrated into the custom epoxy countertop. I'm excited to do that for you guys. I'll be doing it this winter in Yuma. Nomad Dad's going to help out again. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited about it. Denise says you really did a lot of thought planning for your desktop. I love it. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate you. I like the cutout. Very cozy. I'm having fun with it. Nice ergonomics on the table. That's what I'm saying. I'm loving these armrests, you know? It's super nice to just have some support. Jonathan Romes is asking about the cutting board. I didn't cut it yet. It's on my list of things to do. So the sink cutting board, I'll show you guys. The sink cutting board right here. On the last sink that I had, oh, hold on. On the last sink that I had, the cutting board was only half of the sink. So you could still use the sink and just leave the cutting board in place. The problem with this is anytime I want to use the sink, I have to pull the cutting board out. So I'm just going to cut it in half. Excuse me. I'm just going to cut it in half, sand it down. And then the benefit is then I have two cutting boards. And so I can easily just pull one side out. I'll probably just keep one side stored away. That way I can always just use the sink, you know, dump out a glass, turn the faucet over, wash my hands, all that kind of stuff. And then it'll just make way more sense. So I'm just going to use a saw, cut that in half. It's on my list. I'm hoping to do that in the next couple days. It won't take me more than, 10, 15 minutes. It's just one of those things I got to get to, so as soon as I can. Carol says, hi from Carol and Rick in PA. I think where's that, Pennsylvania? We love watching you. You're very talented. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. Happy to have you here in the live stream from Pennsylvania. Simply Sonora says, trucks coming together nice. HBA Dave said, faucet power always on or switched. The water pump. So I'll put the water pump on a switch. Did that in the last rig. Works out good. We got John C in the chat. What's up, John C? Happy to have you here. E-Bike Van Life in the chat. What's up, brother? It says, nice, man. You made great progress. Thank you, E-Bike. I appreciate it. It's been a lot of work, but we're getting it. A long way to go says, question about lithium battery bank. Are you still using 24-volt configuration? My plan was to do 24-volt electrical, but this new Blue system that they're sending me is 48. So 24 is my choice. I would prefer 24, but the Blue is 48. So we're just going to try it, see how it works out. I'm planning to keep the Blue long term. I think it's going to be a pretty sweet system. What's really cool about this Blue system is from within the app, you actually can control your 12 volt and your 120 volt circuits, which is badass. So like if I have like say lighting that's running on 12 volts, I can go in the app and turn it on or off. Like my water pump, I could turn it on and off from the app. Any of your like 120 volt circuits, whatever you want to control, you can control it from the app, which is pretty cool. So there's some pretty cool features on the Blue Eddy I'm excited to try out. But if you're building your own system from scratch, and you're just choosing your own inverter, I think 24 is still a good choice. All right, what else do we got here? We got Michelle Martinez with a super chat. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Every dollar going towards the build. Michelle says we need a new Amazon wish list. I appreciate you guys. I might have to put one together. A lot of people have been wanting to continue contributing to the build, so I might put together another wish list for you guys. We got George in the chat. I know what you are doing by putting in the windows. You are planning to run from the snow that is coming. Yes, I'm getting out of here before the snow comes. You're right about that, George. Johnny Blaze, what's happening, my guy? Nomad Brad just checking in, my brother. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Johnny Blaze. I appreciate you. I'm always trying to keep up the good work. Polymath says, what happened with King's rig? Will he be ready for the meeting? King's still shopping for rigs. Every time he finds one, it sells like instantly. But King just messaged me today. He found a new rig he's looking at. It's the same as this, basically. 16-foot Isuzu. It's got the diesel engine. It's got a lift gate on the back. They only want 10 grand for it because it's a pre-emissions diesel, so you can't register it in California. King's got the money, so he might buy this rig. King might have a new box truck very soon. I hope he does. I know he's been trying for a long time. People are asking where he's at. King Gamer's been working. He's been trying to save up to get this box truck, and he took a job. He works as a bouncer at a comedy and a sports bar, so he works evenings. So King hasn't really been able to be around much in the live streams, but I get it, bro. He's got to get money to pay for that box truck. Race, I think you pronounce it Race, says, oh yeah, oil's probably fine. Yeah, when that mobile mechanic came out, he just mentioned he's had situations before where basically the customer ran the engine dry of oil and it seized up the engine, and that's why the starter wouldn't turn. But I knew that wasn't a problem for me, but I mentioned that in the video. But yeah, the oil is good. I checked it before I bought it. Simply Sonora says, how can you tell your Isuzu is a Chevrolet? Well, it's got a Chevrolet engine. So this Isuzu comes in gas and diesel models, but Isuzu themselves, they only make the diesel engine. So like in other countries, these box trucks only come in diesel. Like most countries just operate with diesel. America's different. We got unleaded gas. And so we have unleaded gasoline engines. So when Isuzu made the box trucks, in America, they weren't going to engineer a gasoline engine only for America, so they just used Chevy engine and transmission. So like on my rig, if you open the door and look at the sticker on it, it says Isuzu Motors Japan. It has an Isuzu VIN on it. It's all Isuzu labeling, but the engine is Chevy. And the steering wheel has a GMC label on it. So it's like a Chevy GMC Isuzu hybrid. It's kind of crazy. But the platform is basically an Isuzu NPR. And that's why I call it an Isuzu. Because technically the stamp on the door says Isuzu. And if you tell people you have an Isuzu NPR, most people understand what that is. Even though the engine is a Chevy. Moogle Gaps says, are you using a legit or pirated copy of Windows install on this in this box tray? I don't know what that means, bro. I'm using a Mac. I'm not using Windows. Beautiful build. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate it. Ace of Spades likes the Murphy bed. Rick's asking about weight distribution. I did consider it. The water tank is opposite my electrical, so that's going to balance out nicely. I did consider weight. You don't want to have all your weight on one side. Super Dave says we got 800 people watching. What do we got? 806 people in the chat. Thank you so much. That's got to be a record. I think maybe 700 was our previous record. So happy to have 800 beautiful faces watching, asking questions, talking about box trucks and nomad living. Buckshots says, "Are you missing your big screen TV for YouTube?" I am, yeah. It's been nice not having a TV because I'm doing more reading. But I'll definitely be looking forward to getting a TV. I probably won't do it until this winter. I got quite a bit of other projects before I get to the TV, but I'll put another a big 42-inch flat screen on a big swivel arm. So my plan is I can pull the TV out and spin it. And, if I sit like this at my desk, when I'm working, editing, I should be able to see the TV and then also be working on my laptop. So that'd be kind of fun. Kind of a fun little change. And then, of course, when I'm laying in bed, I'll be able to see the TV. And then when the bed is flipped up, I have a bench seating underneath. So if I got a couple friends over, we can sit on the bench and also watch TV. So it's multi-purpose, multifunctional. I'm excited about it. Diana Saylor likes the haircut. Thank you, Diana. I did get a haircut. Not a big haircut. I told the lady I just wanted a trim. So she trimmed. I had the wings going in the back. She trimmed me up. Took like a half an inch off the top. Kind of just cleaned me up. Trying to keep the overall shape, but just it was getting pretty unruly. So I know a lot of you guys let me know. You guys let me know when my haircut gets out of control. So I had to trim it down for you guys. Ellis is asking about a shower valve to recycle water. No, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. Def Shelty Mom says, hit the like button. Please, if you guys are watching, give me a thumbs up. Hit the like. Let the algorithm know it's a good live stream. Share it to more people. Kyle L says, this is so inspiring, saving up to build my van out. I love it. I'm happy to help you guys see the process, see the possibilities, be inspired. It's a great lifestyle. It's affordable. I think my favorite thing about just this lifestyle is the fact that you can travel, you can live wherever you want. You can go live in a friend's driveway. You can stay in your parents' driveway. You can go stay on the beach. You can stay in the mountains. You can just live all over the country. There's a lot of freedom, and I just really enjoy it. Michael McIntyre says, small world. I just realized I know John in Austin that you stayed and worked with. John Bush. Absolutely. Yeah, I actually built out my last box truck on John Bush's property out there at Radical Roots Ranch. Super nice guy. I love John and Rebecca. They were super helpful, letting me stay there, and I contributed, helped out on the farm. It was a good time. I definitely enjoyed I was there about a year and a half overall. I enjoyed my time in Austin. The city of Austin is beautiful. The weather's a little crazy, but I did enjoy Austin. Love the windows, love the desk. I like Apple phones. CapCut is nice. On Track likes CapCut. I love CapCut. Paul says, sorry, did I miss your kitchen layout? I don't know, Paul. What do you want to know about my kitchen? Lloyd can't wait to see the back door. It's happening just a few weeks away. Manuel says, great job. Thank you, Manuel. I appreciate you. Kathy says, you did a lot. Looks good. Who helped with the window install? My dad. Nomad Dad helped out. He helped me hold them up. It's a two-man job. We held up the template, taped it in place. I cut it out. He held it from the inside. So it's definitely a two-man job. I did the windows by myself in my last box truck. I don't know how I did it. It's a lot of work. Will Ty says, have you considered a one-way privacy tent for the windows? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. E-Bike Van Life says freshwater tank next. Absolutely. The freshwater tank is supposed to be delivered Friday. So my plan is to install it maybe Saturday. Shouldn't be too hard. Mobile Mechanic should get his own YouTube channel. Yeah, I talked to him about that. He said he was thinking about it. And I've seen a lot of Mobile Mechanic YouTubers that get a lot of views. And he's a pretty cool guy. He's like funny and pretty skilled and, you know, kind of a good personality. So if he did it, I'm sure he'd have a successful channel. But, you know, it's tough to film while you're working. You know, it slows you down a little bit. So it's, you know, there's a trade-off to it. But if he did it, I think he'd definitely be successful. Journey with Nicole is here. Hello, Nicole. Happy to have you in the chat. She says box truck is looking awesome. I agree. I'm super happy with it. It's finally feeling like a home in here. Someone's asking about the gray water tank. It's a 30-gallon gray water. And on my fresh water, I went with a 65-gallon. I wanted to get a 75-gallon. That was my initial plan. But by the time I did another measurement, and by the time I calculate for my steps, my entry steps, the 75-gallon tank would have been really close to my rear tires. And I felt like it was too close. I don't want it too close. I don't want to have a blowout and have it like rip off my entire freshwater tank going down the highway. And, you know, if I have to take the truck in for service, I don't want the guys to refuse me because the water tank is too close to my tires. So I went with a 65-gallon. That's still double the water I had in the last build. So I'm happy with it. What else we got here? We got a super chat from John, 223739. Thank you, John. I appreciate the support. Every dollar goes towards the build. A long way to go says, so you can DC to DC charge from 12. Yes. Yeah, you can get DC to DC chargers that step up from 12 volts to 24 and also to 48. So this new Bluetti system, it has a built-in DC to DC charger. So you can hook up your starting battery directly to the Bluetti and it'll charge it automatically. It'll step it up. But also you can buy those third party, like Victron makes one that goes from 12 to 48. So it's not a problem. Someone's asking if I'll do my electrical before San Diego. Yes, I will. I have to. I have to. I mean, well, yeah, I do. I have to. People like stainless steel. Roy says stainless steel is very easy to clean. He recommends a stainless steel backsplash for the cooktop. I might do that. What kind of box truck do you have, Nicole? Nicole has an Econoline. I think she might have the next size up. I had the 12-foot. I think she has the 15-foot, I think. Did you get a haircut? Jackie recognizes the haircut. I sure did. It's a little crazy right now. I haven't done much to it, but I got it trimmed up. I went to, where did I go? Fantastic Sam's here in Sholo. What kind of dog are you getting? I'm getting a Boston Terrier. Very excited. That's the same breed I had last time. They're a great dog. I love them. So I'll definitely be getting another one. Deborah joined as a silver package channel member. I appreciate you, Deborah. Thank you very much. Look for your name in the credits on Sunday's video. I add all the channel members to the credits. Mr. Gutierrez says, where can I send you some pictures of my 56 Ford step van? You guys can email me if you want to reach me or send me photos. Nomad Brad 503. I'm going to drop it in the chat at gmail.com. That's my email address. You guys can send anything there. I'm the only one that reads it. What's the square footage? It's actually, the interior is actually like 15.5 feet by about 7.5 feet. So whatever that is. It's a little over 100 square feet. Donkey to Dawn in the chat asking about the roll-up door. I'm swapping it out in about 2 weeks, my brother. How much does the box truck wrap cost? I don't know. I have my last one done by a Nomad friend at Schoolie Palooza. I got the super homey hookup on the pricing. So I would assume it would be a few $1,000s to have a company wrap it, would be my guess. Lloyd says, I wish I had your hair. I love my hair. I'm grateful for it. It's a little gray, but I don't care what color it is. I'm happy. I'm happy I got it. Yeah, Nicole's got the 4-foot longer box truck. 2000 Econoline, but 4-foot longer, pass through. Are you selling it, Nicole? Is it for sale again? Shala Mandala says, are you doing solar installs for Nomads? I will do it again, but not right now. I got to finish this build first. I have to help myself before I can help anybody else. So I won't be doing solar jobs again until spring 2026. I got to get this thing finished. Buckshots says your lifestyle seems less cluttered than most. Yeah, that's a benefit of the lifestyle. You can simplify. I own very few things. I'm very happy though. I'm very happy with the things I do own. I have very few clothes, very few shoes, but I enjoy all of them. It feels good not to have a whole lot of stuff. I know where everything's got it. Well, not right now, but once the build is complete, everything has its space. I know exactly where stuff is at, whatever I need, whatever tool I'm looking for, or a cooking implement, or whatever I need, I know where it's at. It's got a space. I just grab it real quick. It's easy. The other benefit is anywhere you go, you have all your stuff. So like when I was broken down in that Walmart parking lot, I had all my stuff. I had my laptop, my food, my clothes. So it's pretty priceless to always have everything you need with you. Someone's asking about the bathroom. I do have a bathroom in this box truck. It's right back here. It's not nearly complete yet, but I do currently have a composting toilet. And the shower pan is 24 inches wide by 40 inches long. So, excuse me, the toilet slides into this cubby over here. And then you have a full shower that you can stand in and turn around, and you don't have to straddle a toilet. And then when you want to use the toilet, you just slide it out, use it, and then slide it away. So I do have a full bathroom in here. That was something I really wanted in the new build out, especially when I'm working, when I'm doing solar installs. I got to be able to clean myself off after a long day's work. Chris Bowe joined Silver Nomad package. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys contributing, helping a brother out as I make my way down the Nomad road. Island Spice says, what are your thoughts on a trailer conversion over a box truck? I don't enjoy driving a trailer. In fact, just today, Walt came up to the property, and we had to help him like park his trailer, back it up, level it out. It's a lot of effort. I have zero interest in pulling a trailer. You're twice as long. You can't hardly turn around. It's a lot of effort. I'm not interested in it. So that's why I like a box truck. Even if you get a longer box truck, it's still easier to drive and turn around than towing a trailer. So that's my opinion. Some people like trailers, but it's not for me. What do you do for medical insurance? I don't have medical insurance. I've been self-employed for 15 years. I haven't had health insurance the whole time. So most people that are self-employed don't really have health insurance unless they have a big family. It's expensive. Also, if you don't have health insurance, you get a lower rate. Like if you go to the hospital or the doctor and you're uninsured, they give you a lower price than if you have insurance. So the world ain't what it used to be. Things are very different now. If I have to go to the hospital or something, I just pay cash. God forbid it's some huge medical emergency, whatever. I'll deal with it when it happens, but no health insurance. Janet Hall says, when are you coming to Utah? Man, I don't know. I love Utah, but I don't know when I'm coming back. Here's a Brad from Hillsboro, Oregon. I grew up in Oregon. I grew up in West Lynn, about 45 minutes from Hillsboro. Are you planning to equally weight your truck? Yeah, I already answered that. Yeah, the weight is distributed. The water tank balances out my batteries and other things. I did take that into consideration. Do you install home solar systems? I do not. Jake says, joined super late. Just got my kids to bed. He likes the window. Happy to have you here, Jake. Thanks for making it. Do you still have your old rig? Nope, I sold my old rig. It's gone. New owners took it to California. If you see my rig in California, it ain't me. It's the new owners. I'm definitely getting security cameras at some point. Jake joined up as a platinum nomad. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you. Melody Hart joined as a silver nomad. This has got to be a record live stream for people joining as channel members. I appreciate you guys. We must have had 5 different people join up tonight. I appreciate the support. I really do. Jackie Blue says, I have a Boston. Best dog ever. I agree with you, Jackie. I've had 2 of them. They've both been fantastic dogs. So this next one I get is going to be number 3. I'm excited about it. Mike says, shout out to Nomad Dad. He's a great help. I appreciate Nomad Dad's help. He's been indispensable on this build out. Alberta Overland Adventure. Do you do anything else for income? I do not. I do YouTube and I install solar. And the great thing about this lifestyle is it doesn't cost me that much to live. My average monthly budget is less than $2,000. I probably spend, I don't know, like maybe $1,500 a month for everything. Groceries, gas, insurance, food, whatever, little Amazon stuff. It's a very affordable lifestyle. I don't pay rent, water, sewer, garbage, no renter's insurance. It's very affordable. You don't need much to live a good life. Diana Saylor in the chat. What's up, Diana? My OG supporter from back in the day. Diana Saylor was here from the Van Life RX days many, many years ago. She says, are you going to put lights under the box truck like in your last one? I am, absolutely. I'm going to put lights under it. In fact, the same company that sent me the lights on my last box truck reached out and wants to send me new ones. So I'll probably install the exact same set. I was really happy with them. They looked awesome. Hi Cutie Car says, any chance of the AC and water tank getting loose? There's always a chance. Yeah, I mean, you check on that stuff, right? So part of having a vehicle like this that you build out custom, everything's custom DIY, you got to check on stuff. You got to check your plumbing fittings. I got to check on the air conditioner, check on the water tanks. You got to check on things. You got to check your oil, check your tire pressure. So, you got to check on stuff. It ain't like a regular house where you live in it and you just don't worry about anything till it breaks. You got to keep an eye out. But that's just part of the lifestyle I chose. And I'm cool with it. Totally cool with it. It's an easy trade-off for me to make considering everything else the lifestyle brings me. What else we got here in the chat? On this beautiful evening, 7 o'clock p.m. It's dark already. It's getting dark early. Dark at 7 p.m. in northern Arizona. Teresa says, box looks great. Can't wait to see the split door. E-Bike Van Life's looks great. I agree. He did a great job. Happy to have his help engineering the new one. I'm sure I could figure it out, but I'd rather lean on somebody that's got the experience and did a good job. I'd rather not have to redo it a couple times. Chris says, are you worried the bathroom might be too tight? It's not too tight for me, Chris. I'm a slim person. So it's, if you're a bigger person, that bathroom ain't for you, brother. It's for me, and it works great. I appreciate it. John C is out. Good night, John C. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time, brother. Looking forward to meeting up with you. If you make that road trip out west, man, we'll grab lunch. In your Econoline, did you have a step-down converter? Yes, I did. Yeah. So you can just get, I just had buck converters. I'll show you guys what that is. So he's asking about, in my Econoline, I had a 24-volt electrical system. And so, but I also had 12-volt appliances. my LED, no, my LED mirror was 24. I had a 12-volt water pump, and my diesel heater was 12 volt. So I had to get a step-down converter. But you guys can just get these. These are all I use. You don't have to get fancy. So I got these on Amazon. This is a 24-volt step-down DC to 12-volt, 20 amps. So 20 amps is enough to run your diesel heater and some lighting. And you can get a couple of these if you want. They're really affordable, 17 bucks. And you just put, hook up 24 volt on the input, 12 volt on the output. And you can run this into a single appliance, or you can run this into a fuse box. And then you can have multiple circuits coming off of it. So that's one option. I did those. Those work out great. Also, you can get the Victron if you want something a little heavier duty. I've installed plenty of these Victron units for clients. Tron, Victron Orion. The Victron Orion is just a higher capacity. This guy right here. So the Victron unit, it's 120 bucks, which still, that's not a lot of money. And it outputs 70 amps. So if you wanted to have like just one step-down converter and then hook it to a fuse block and run all your 12-volt appliances, you can just grab this Victron Orion 24 to 12, 70 amp unit, and you should be good to go. So you got options. You can go either way. And then if you have a 48 volt system, it's the same process. You just get a 48 volt to 12 volt step down. Journey with Nicole says, yes, I'm selling my box truck. Don't need it anymore. Want a Nomad Brad fan to get it for super cheap. $7,000. All right. Journey with Nicole. Send me an email. nomadbrad503@gmail.com. Send me an email and include a couple photos of your rig, and I'll throw it in the chat, or I'll throw it in the community tab on YouTube, and I'll bring it up on the next live stream, and I'm sure someone wants it. So send me that info and we'll get it sold for you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you passing on a good deal. What is the idle draw on the Blue Eddy? I don't remember. I'll have to let you guys know. I don't remember. But it was pretty low. I remember looking at the, let's see, maybe I have it here. I remember looking at the documentation, and they had it listed. I actually have the manual here for it. I'll give you guys a quick peek at it. This is top secret info. If I show you this, you can't tell Blue Eddy. But this is what it looks like. Let's see. This is what it looks like. So you can see that blue box, that's the RV5, the main unit, the inverter charger. And then they have that unit called the E panel, and that's your 120 volt and 12 volt breaker box. And those circuits can be controlled through the app. So you can turn them on and off through the app. And then it's got this big touchscreen display called an E-pad. And that's where you can look at all your stats, control stuff, turn stuff on and off. So it's a pretty slick system. And then they also have 48 volt battery banks that go with it. So it's pretty cool. I have the RV5, I have the battery bank. I'm waiting on the E panel and the E pad. So it's a pretty slick system. It looks really nice. I took it out of the box and kind of, looked it over and took it apart, and it's really good. It's really good quality. The build quality is very good. The way that everything like connects and disconnects, it's a high quality unit. So I have high expectations for it, and I think I'll probably keep it. It'll probably be my long-term power solution. But they sent me a spec sheet on an email that said what the idle was, the standby, and they had it compared against like some other units, and it's on the low end. It's pretty low idle consumption. But I don't remember off the top of my head. And I don't know if I can easily, let me see if I can easily find it here. This is just like the install manual. You know what else is cool about this Blue Eddy system is they give you also all the cabling comes with the unit. So like you get the battery switch, the fuses, all the like wiring that you need, it all comes with the unit. So you don't have to cut or crimp any wires. You just kind of mount it to the wall and just screw everything down. So it looks super user friendly. And that's what I'm excited to share with you guys, because I know a lot of you guys are capable and you want to DIY your stuff to save money and to understand how it works. And this is so close to just being really user friendly, where you don't have to know a lot about electrical to successfully install this thing. So I'm excited to share it with you guys. I think it's going to be a great choice. And I'm looking forward to putting it in and giving you guys a long-term results. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Voltage, current, AC, input, frequency. What else is cool is it's 5,000 watt inverter, which is nice. Most 24 volt inverters only do 3,000 watts, which I never had an issue. That was always fine for me. But it's nice to have extra if you need it. General, weight, current, charging. This one, it doesn't say here. I know I saw it. They sent me an infographic and it said what the idle standby was, but I'll put it in the video. When I do the install video and review, I'll mention it. But it was like on the low end, like compared to, it was like comparable to Victron stuff. So it's pretty good. Logic Dustbin gifted 5 Nomad Brad memberships. Thank you, Logic. I appreciate it. Helping out the people. Helping out the people. Are your windows insulated? No, they're single pane. DC says, are you going to do anything cool with your play button when you get it? Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to mount my play button into my custom epoxy countertop. It's going to be recessed in the countertop, epoxy all around it, and I'm putting in the names of all the subscribers who contributed to the build out. So it's going to have the names of some of my biggest supporters in the epoxy countertop next to the play button. I'm really excited. It's gonna be super cool. I'm really excited about that. All we need is 5,000 more subscribers and we're there, baby. Mike Fahe, hoping you get that new Amazon list going soon and meet up in San Diego. Be kooky to see e-bikes, Dave's box truck. Yeah. Mike, yeah, if you're in San Diego, man, we're going to have a meetup. It'll probably be near the end of October. Middle October or end of October, but we'll definitely have a meetup in San Diego. What's the time frame on adding a dog? Well, I wanted to get the build pretty much complete, so I'm thinking about adding a dog early 2026 is my plan. E-Bike Van Life said, Brad should start naming the live rear door replacement starts in a few weeks. People want to know so bad. I think the fact that my door just looks so ugly, it just sticks out and people are freaking out about it. But I mean, the thing is, when you're doing a build out, it's a process over time. Like you can't just do everything all at once. I mean, I've been building this van. It's taken me 3 months to get it to where it's at today, right? And if I would have done the split door a month ago, then there's other projects that wouldn't have been complete, right? I wouldn't have windows. I wouldn't have a shower. And then everybody would be asking, when are you putting in windows? When are you putting in the shower? So, you know, it takes time, man. One thing at a time. E-Bike Van Life says that e-panel is going to be a game changer. Yeah, I'm super stoked to test everything out. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Jonathan Romes says, I'm interested in pricing from them. We will know in 12 days. On Blue Eddy, is that when they're releasing pricing? I have no idea. We got Steb2486 from Australia. First time catching a live. Happy to have you here, brother. Thanks for hopping in. Derek says, whatever happened to Mariah Alice? She bought a box truck, then disappeared. I talked about Mariah Alice in one of my videos. She seemed like a super cool girl, and her videos were really good. Like, she had hundreds of thousands of views on all her videos. They were really, really good. And then she just disappeared. And what somebody said to me is that they think she might have had a stalker, and that might be why she disappeared. And I think that could make sense because I know van life is a little different for the ladies, and I know it can be weird and you can get stalkers and stuff. And I think that might be the case because she totally disappeared. And I was talking to her on Instagram. Just occasionally she'd ask me box truck questions. We'd kind of go back and forth. And then once she removed her YouTube channel, I reached out to her on Instagram, and she read my messages, but she never replied. And I even sent her a message like 6 months ago. And I was just like, hey, I just hope I don't know what happened to you, but I hope you're doing well. I hope whatever you're doing, you're loving life. And she read my message, but she never replied to it. So I would assume that she probably had a stalker, and maybe she didn't know who it was. And so her remedy to the situation was just to go radio silent. So I wish her the best. Her videos were awesome. She is missed, and I hope she's living a good life somewhere. Rocksteady is out. He says, bye, Brad. Headed to bed. Good night, Rocksteady. Catch you on the next one. I am is here, says, howdy. What's up, I am? Happy to have you here. David says, are you going to have any kind of sound system besides the sound bar? No, I'm just going to use the sound bar as my sound system. I think it'll be good enough. I mean, space is limited, right? So, like, the sound bar is going to have a subwoofer with it, so that should give me pretty good audio. And I don't want to have, like, a separate stereo in such a small space. I mean, in my mind, there's no reason to have a separate stereo system. And the sound bar has Bluetooth. So I can just hook the sound bar up to my laptop or my iPhone, and then I can just play music. So that's my plan. We'll just use the sound bar. How's my phone doing? Is it hot? I took the case off my phone. I think the reason my live streams froze the last couple of weeks, I think the phone was overheating. So I don't know. It seems like it's okay so far. We've been going an hour and 20 minutes. This is about where it cut out last time. We'll see. If I cut out, just know that my phone overheated, and we'll catch up next week. Let's see what else we got. Scrolling through the chat. HBA Dave says, what about the Amazon list? I'll put one together for you guys. Rottweiler? Definitely not. That's a big dog. AJ says mid-October, please. Yeah, on the meetup. I hear you, man. You'll have to let me know, AJ, what dates you're going to be in San Diego, and we can try to make it happen while you're there. I want to make sure you're included in it, man. So, and me and E-Bike Van Life, we're trying to put together a little event, make it a little more, little extra. So, we'll see what the time frame looks like. But yeah, man, maybe mid-October if that's better for you. We'll try to make that happen. Dan Howes says, we just finished our build 03 E450 with a 7.3 15-foot box. That sounds like a good choice, man. Happy to hear it. Jedi CS says e-bike's van is just like yours. Who's copying who? E-bike's van life is not e-bike's van life's build is not like mine at all. We're independent, my man. He's got a Kodiak diesel box truck. I got a Isuzu NPR with a gas engine. I got a Murphy bed. I think he's doing an elevator bed. He's helping me with the split door, but that split door, that's neither of our ideas. Mark from Wanderbox has been building split doors for like 4 or 5 years. And then also there's a guy in San Diego named Jason who's also been doing split doors for like 4 or 5 years. So, nobody's copying anybody. We're just, when you're doing a build out, you look at what's possible, what's available, and you do a build out based on your needs, but also based on, what's possible. I mean, we're all working with a rectangle that's about 16 feet, so there's only so many configurations, but in general, I think the configuration we landed on is kind of the best. You got a side entry door to get in. You got your bathroom up by the head, and then you got your split door in the back with the bed in the back. I mean, that's kind of the configuration, it's kind of the best layout. Kind of the best layout. Dan says we used your Unistrut method for solar panels. Thank you for the video. We got three 490 watt panels. Happy to hear it, man. Yeah, the Unistrut method, it's quick and cheap and easy. You can get fancy with your solar mount and your rail rack systems, and you can buy custom stuff, but dude, I've been happy with the Unistrut. Han Amposta watching from the Philippines. Happy to have you here, man. Welcome to the live stream. Journey with Nicole is out. Good night, Nicole. Send me an email with your box truck details, and I will we'll share the word. Stalkers happened to van wives. I don't know who that is, but I hear it. Grateful to be a man, doing van life. Ain't nobody trying to stalk me. What else we got here? Bella E, thank you for the membership. Oh, Bella E got a membership. Awesome. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys helping out other members in the live stream. Dominic says, I've been following your build, and I have to say you're killing it. Thank you, Dominic. I appreciate it. Herberto Cortez says, question. Okay. That's not a question for this channel. Shame on you, Herberto. This is a family channel, sir. David is asking, are you going to use the space behind the rear axle? Yes. Whatever space underneath the box truck that is not occupied when I'm done with the build is going to be a storage box. So behind the rear wheels on both sides, I'm going to do storage boxes. And I have some space in front of the rear wheel on the driver's side where I will also do storage boxes. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try to max that out. Kiko Martin says, how do I become a member? I'm not sure. If you go to my YouTube channel, my page, there's like a button, I think, that says you can subscribe, but you can also be a member. So I think that's what I don't know. It's something like that, man. Lloyd says, will you have to go through a weigh station? No, I don't have to go through weigh stations. Only if you're a commercial vehicle hauling for, if you're hauling for work, then you have to weigh. George is here from Romania. He says, love your videos. Can't wait to see your new rig finished and have many adventures. Thank you, George, all the way from Romania. Happy to have you here, brother. HBA Dave says, are you putting in a range hood? Absolutely, Dave. Right above the cooktop, I'll do a similar setup where I'm going to have I'll have overhead cabinets across the whole upper section. Ouch. So I'm gonna have overhead cabinets all the way across, and then on this side where I have the cooktop, I will have a vent hood right here. So we'll have a vent hood right here, sucking out all the cooking fumes. What's also nice about this layout is I have a window right next to the cooktop. So in the last build, I had no window by the cooktop. So I can basically crack open a window and run the vent hood, and then I'm gonna get this airflow where it's coming in and it's just going right out. So it should do a really good job of sucking out all the cooking odors. And I can honestly say in my last build, I cooked a lot. I cooked a lot of meals, and I never had an issue with lingering odors. That vent hood sucked everything right out of the build, so it won't be an issue. Concerned Citizen says, "Are you going to get a desktop computer?" No, I'm going to stick with my laptop. I like my laptop. I am going to get a second monitor though. I'm going to get an external monitor so I have like a bigger screen, but I'm going to stick with my MacBook. I really like it. Mike says, "I look relaxed in the new chair and the armrest. I love the setup. It's so cushy. I'm really happy with it. The cutout that I did with the chair, and I got the elbow rest. I mean, I'm just chilling right now, feeling like an executive in my swivel chair. It's super comfortable. So yeah, definitely cutting into the desk was a really good idea, and that's why I like the laptop too. I can just work on the laptop. I also have a little laptop support. I got this little cushion thing, so I can pop this up, put the laptop here, and then I get a little more ergonomic if I need it. I get a little wrist relief, and I can kind of do my typing. That also brings the screen up a little bit, kind of more at eye level. So super happy with it. It's really nice. Barry says, "I didn't get my haircut." I did get a haircut. It's a trim. I just got it trimmed. This is how I wear my hair, guys. A lot of people tell me I need a haircut, but this is the Nomad Brad hairstyle. Like, I'm not going to shave my head. I don't know what to tell you guys. But I got it trimmed. They trimmed the wings off the back. She took like a half an inch off the top. I keep my hair wild. It's wild and free, just like me. Mary says, "When you do your electrical, please explain it like we're 2-year-olds." I'll tell you what, Mary, this electrical is going to be super easy. You'll have no problem following along. It's very, very simple. Anybody can do this. Mike says, "What's the next big install video?" The next big install video is going to be in San Diego when I do the rear door. Everything else is like small little projects until I get out of here. No big build videos until San Diego. Kevin in Paradise says, "Good morning from Thailand." Man, Thailand sure does sound like paradise. Happy to have you here, Kevin. Thanks for joining the live stream. We're just talking about box trucks. Diana Sailor is out. Good night, Diana. Happy to have you here. How much power does your induction cooktop draw? I think it's like 700 or 800 watts is like pretty average when I'm cooking with it. It goes up super high. The cooktop goes from like level 1 to level 8. I usually only cook on level 3. Like when I'm cooking steak, I might go to level 4, but when I'm doing like eggs or anything like that, I cook on level 3. And I think that's about 800 watts. But keep in mind when you're cooking, you're only cooking for like, 20 minutes. So even though it's 800 watts per hour, if I'm only cooking for 20 minutes, that's like I'm only using like 200 watt hours. So it's pretty conservative. David T said it's the Jimmy Neutron cut. Can't wait for the back window to be put in. I'm excited, Bella. Back window is going to be dope. Kevin says, "I want to build a camper here. Still looking for a vehicle." That'd be cool, man. Yeah, I'm curious about if they allow you to live in a vehicle in Thailand. If they're cool with that. I would love to do a build out overseas. The thing is, if you're in Thailand, you're definitely going to want to have a good air conditioning system. The good thing is you have plenty of sun. So you can definitely do a good solar system, do a full-size mini split. And I know mini splits are super common in Thailand. So you shouldn't have any trouble with that, getting all the stuff you need. But you're definitely going to want one to battle that humidity. I thought about moving to Thailand also. Um, I've thought about it. I can't do it right now. I got my parents here still, but I might retire. I might retire to Thailand. Just wake up every day, eat a fresh mango, walk on the beach. Let's go. Are you going to put cards in the spokes? Absolutely. E-Bike Van Life says, I'm still undecided on what size window to install in my rear door. I'm thinking a 15 by 40. Yeah, I would definitely do a wide window. 40, 40 is good. Definitely. Just keeping in mind how big, how big the real estate is. If you put in a small, if you put in a 20 by 36 window, it's going to look small. My thought process too is I want to be able to hang out, and if the weather's bad or there's a lot of bugs and you don't want to open that rear deck, I still want to be able to, take in all the views. So that's why I'm going to do a big window. I'm kind of thinking I'm not going to use an RV window because they don't really make RV windows that are big. Because I don't want to have like a slider bar in it. And all the RV windows I've seen, like the big ones, like they make like a 60 by 24 RV window, but it's got a slider in it. I don't want all that. So I'm thinking I might just do a residential window, just a regular window. Or another thing I thought about, Dave, is I might just cut in like a piece of Lexan, right? Like not even have a regular window because I don't need it to open. Like my thought process is if the weather's good, I'm going to open the whole hatch. The only time I need the window is if the weather's bad outside. So I really don't plan on getting a window that opens up. So I might just cut a big hole, whatever size I want, and then just go have a piece of like really nice polycarbonate or Lexan and then just put that in. I might do that. Melody says we watch RV videos from Japan and South Korea. Yeah, I've seen the van life videos from Japan. They're all the rigs are pretty small though. They don't really have large vehicles. Japan in general is a pretty small island, so they just all the cars there are pretty small. Yeah, Hanif Karim says retiring in Thailand is good. You can also uh, travel straight to Malaysia, Singapore, or Vietnam. I also thought about Vietnam. I love the cuisine. Like I love all that Southeast Asian food, like the noodles, the rice, the spicy, all the spicy stuff. I wouldn't even cook my own food, honestly. I would just eat out every day. And so that's why I would retire to like Thailand or Vietnam or something. I think would be cool. HBA Dave says the upper back door will have the window. Will that leave enough room for the bottom patio? Yeah, so the rear roll up door is like it's like 7 feet tall. So when I do the split, it's like a 60-40 split. And I think actually I don't know exactly the dimensions. E-Bike Van Life might know, but I think the upper portion is like 40%. No, I think the upper portion is 60% and the deck portion is like 40%. So I think the deck itself, it's only like maybe 3 feet deep. Like maybe it's like 36 inches, but it's still plenty of real estate to, sit on, lounge on, walk on it. I mean, I got plenty of friends that have these decks. I've sat on them, hung out on them. I've sat on Mark's deck, Mark from Wanderbox, with like 6 other people, just all chilling on the back. So it's plenty roomy. It's not a deck like a house deck. Like you're not gonna have a barbecue on it and be like walking around on it. It's more of like a sit down deck, if that makes sense. It's more of like a sit down and chill area, and it kind of extends your living space. But it's not a walk around deck like what you would have in a house. Jedi is asking about bugs. Honestly, Jedi, most places I go, there's not a lot of bugs. Like Arizona has very few bugs. San Diego has very few bugs. So it just depends where you go. Like if you're from the South, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, the bugs are out of control. But most of the places I go, the bugs are not that big of a deal. And usually the time the bugs are the biggest deal is at night if you have the lights on. So, my plan for the deck is for the most part, it's a during the day type of thing. Flip up the top, hang out, watch the river, watch the waves crash. It's not really a nighttime thing. It can be, but my primary interest in the deck is for daytime activities. E-Bike Van Life says his bottom deck is 33 inches. So when he folds it out, he's got 33 inches, which is plenty of depth to hang out on, sit on, plenty of room. Jonathan Romes likes the lift gate. Yeah, if you have a lift gate, you don't even need any of this, right? So that's the caveat here. I got a box truck without a lift gate on purpose. I did that because I wanted the weight savings, and also I was planning to do the split deck. But if you have a power lift gate, you can just have the whole thing fold up, right? Because your lift gate is going to be, I don't know how deep a lift gate is. It's probably 4 or 5 feet because you like fold it out in 2 pieces. So if you guys have the hydraulic lift, you don't need the split fold. Like AJ, he has like French doors because he has a lift gate, right? So he just motors his lift gate up, and then he's got 2 French doors that open, and then he's got his big, patio space. Any plans on steps for the side door? Yeah, I'm going to do steps. I just haven't got to there yet. Interior lighting, I'm going to do strip lighting in the ceiling. It's 24 volt. I'm using Govee strip lights. I already got them. I just haven't installed them yet. Right now, I'm just in a rush to get the things done I need to get to San Diego. So a lot of projects are on hold right now. My lighting is on hold. My steps are on hold. I'll have to do all that stuff later. We got Ruby Raven from Sholo, Arizona. She said she saw me at Lowe's. Hello, Ruby. Happy to see you here. Thank you. Didn't want to bother you. Love your videos. Thank you so much, Ruby. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for watching, hopping in the live stream, seeing me in Lowe's. You guys are welcome to say hi if you catch me in the wild. I don't bite. Oh, yeah. E-Bike Van Life says if you have a lift gate, you can do barn doors on the bottom. Yeah, that's what Jason has. I like the barn doors. I do like the barn doors on the bottom. I think that's a good idea. Still have the top flip out. I live in my Yukon. Lucky to have a business that I can plug into. Can you roll with the back open? You mean drive? Can you drive with the back open? You can, yeah. The back is on gas struts, just like the canopy of a pickup truck. So you could drive with it open if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it. Take a hike. Meathead just joined Platinum Nomad. I appreciate you, Meathead. Mike says, I heard 5 things already to put on that Amazon list. E-Bike Dave has a great list. Yeah, I'll have to put another list together, Mike. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I got to, they're having a fire here tonight, so I got to go out and enjoy some campfire time. But I appreciate everybody for being here. We had a good stream tonight. We had a lot of progress on the box truck. Tune in next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific again. There's going to be a bunch of new progress. I should have the freshwater tank installed and a couple other projects to get me down. And I'll be closer to heading out to San Diego. So I appreciate everybody that came in tonight. Oh, also, hopefully next week, maybe I'm started on the Blue Eddy system. So anyway, thank you to everyone that came in tonight. Thank you for all the comments, the super chats, all the member subscriptions. This has got to be a record for channel members joining. We have 580 people in the live stream right now. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to have a video going out Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific. That'll be the window install, the sink install, and probably a couple other little projects. It's just going to be kind of a collage video of some different projects I've been working on. And so tune into that, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And that's it for me. I appreciate all you guys for being here. That's Nomad Brad signing out. Peace.